friends, Rosanna here with Nest of Petals. Thank you so much for joining me today on July 17th, my very first floss tube. So I'm super excited. I've been watching floss tube for some time now, and my mom and I, we cross stitch together, which I love. So she's given me like tons of floss tubers that she watches, and I'm going to share a few that I've fallen in love with, that are my faves and that I watch all the time. But I'm going to do like a little mini introduction. I'm going to talk about kind of what my channel is. I've been on YouTube for like a year, a little over a year now, and then we'll go into what I finished. I have one finished for you guys, and I think I have like 8 or 9 works in progress, which are whips, and I have 2 new hauls of items that I plan on working on. So let's get started. So introduction, I live in Virginia. I've married to my high school sweetheart. We've been together since middle to end of my sophomore year. We have 2 beautiful daughters. Our oldest has 2 grandbabies of ours. She has a boy and a girl. And then my youngest daughter, she lives with us. She'll be 16 in August. And then we have 2 fur babies, which I'm sure you will see. If not today, it will be another floss tube video. So we have Lilu, our Chinese Shar-Pei, and then we have Fresco, who is our rag doll. One thing that I love doing is using my mind with its creativeness and being able to like step out of the box. And when I'm watching floss tubes, I love how cross stitching just brings out that light and that smile with everyone, and I feel like that's what it does to me. So it's really brought me some peace and lots of joy. Like I wake up every morning and I have my little spot with my light and I just start stitching away. So yeah, how did I get into cross stitching? When I was 7 years old, I asked my mom this not too long ago. 7 years old is when she taught me how to cross stitch, and I asked her like, how did you teach me? And she said that she just, showed me the pattern, got me my floss, showed me how to thread a needle, and just showed me like how to look and read the actual pattern. So she said that she would sit next to me and she would cross stitch. So if I had questions, I was able to ask her. So that's how I started in the world of like crafting. Something that I do and what brought me to YouTube initially, and I am on Instagram. I've been on Instagram probably almost 6 years now, is I do hand embroidery as well. And I also sell it. So just wanted to show with what I do with that, a few items that I've done. And my shop is nestofpetals.com, and everything that I'm sharing with you guys today, even the cross stitch patterns, it will all be in the description box. If you want to snack something, you're able to do that. So we have a little ornament, and again, everything I do is hand embroidered. And I will be doing a pre-order event on ornaments no later than the end of this month, so for Christmas in July. And then I started doing this year. I got like repurposed quilts, the ones that are antiques that can't be like really repaired or reused. And I did some hearts, and I did the buttonhole stitch on the side. And then something else that I do is pillows. I hope the picture is big enough and you guys can see it. So all of the words, the Hello Pumpkin, that's all hand stitched by me. So I love being able to do this. Something else that I've gotten into with embroidery, like I've been doing jean jackets, jeans. I recently did a baseball cap. So super fun. I love being able to do that, you know, stepping outside of the box and really kind of seeing, you know, what else can I create. I do want to share a couple of things that my mom has given to me, and also 2 items that I created when I was 10. So it was in 1993. And I do not have the pattern for these 2, or actually 3 items. We looked, me and my mom, she helped me. We looked like online and eBay and stuff, but we just couldn't find it. We know it's a Better Homes and Gardens magazine. But I made these 2 ornaments. So we have the little bear. And then we have reindeer with the elf. And my mom made this one for me, a little stocking. And then she did the little Christmas backing, and it is usable, so like you can put something in it. And this is one of my faves. So my mom typically, she'll make me stuff, but it's not as often as like my other siblings. There's 5 of us total, I'm the middle. She doesn't make things for me as often, and I know why, and I'm not, it's because I can do it myself. But she gave me this one, which I will treasure. I think she gave it to me like 2 or 3 years ago. It was one of hers. Let me show you. So it's from this book, and it's actually this pattern right there. And this is hers that she gave me. And if you can see, like the back stitching is crazy details. I mean, it's the icing on the cake. It looks so good. So I love being able to hang him up during the holiday season. I do have a couple of others. I'm not going to share them with you today. I think I have like 2 others that I finished when I was real young. So I'll bring that maybe next time I do my Floss Tube share. So I plan on doing my Floss Tube share every 2 weeks. So you guys are going to be like holding me accountable. But I think it's a good thing. I like when you have like something, you have a deadline, you have to like get to it. And this is fun. So I'm looking forward to it. Let me share with you, and I do have an agenda, and I'm going to try to stick to it. Don't hold me accountable, but I wrote everything down. So if you guys like see me glancing, that's what that's from. I just wanted to make sure like I knew each specific fabric because it's a lot to remember. So I'm going to share with you my finish. So I do have one finish, and in June there was I wouldn't say it's like a contest or anything, but Sheri over at the Colorado Cross Stitcher, she has where it's like a Colorado Cam Stitch 2023, where the month of June it was do any type of bird. So I chose this one, and it's called 'Tis the Season by Blackbird Design, and here we go. So the fabric is a 32 count, and it's sage linen. And I did change the pattern just slightly. So on the pattern, the snowflakes are actual words. But what I did is I changed it all to snowflakes because I wanted to be able to utilize this design all winter long. So that was the only change I did. I did use DMC floss, and everything is 1 strand over 2. So this is my finish for the month of June, and I think she turned out lovely. I really, really like it. I was I was actually really happy with myself. I did this one, and I didn't work on it every day, but I finished it a week before the last week of June, because we went on vacation the last week of June, and I didn't take anything with me to cross stitch. And I kind of wish I did. My mom was like, you should take something. I didn't because I was like, I need, you know, just a break, not to do anything. But yeah, so that's my first official finish for the year. What made me get back into cross stitching? I'm going to share that with you next. So my mom, she's been trying to get me to do cross stitch for a couple of years now, like get back into the groove of it. And every time I was like, no, you know, I'm good. I would see really beautiful things that she was sharing with me, but it just wasn't, I guess my heart and my cross stitch fingers were not ready at that time. And then one day she shared this beautiful pattern with me. So it's Stacy Nash, the Mary Bars Sampler. When she shared this with me, I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, I'm getting back into cross stitching. So I told her I loved it and that I would love to do this one with her. So she gave me fabric, and it's on a 36 count, and it's hand-dyed espresso. And I haven't worked on this one in a couple of weeks. I am going to get into a routine starting in August. So because this one's the biggest out of everything that I am working on, I'm going to be committing a full week of work to this one. So the first week of the month, I will be working on this sampler. So this is what I've gotten done so far. I love it. The colors, it's stunning. Like I cannot wait to get moving on this one, and being able to dedicate one full week. I know I'll be able to get her done sooner than later. And I will say I was watching, I want to make sure I get these names right, Crosshatch Quilts. It's Kristie at Crosshatch Quilts. I was watching her latest YouTube video the other day, and she has finished the Mary Bars. And it was just like, oh my goodness, that is so, so pretty. And I think she did it on a 36 count as well. And I believe she did it, like all of her grandmas, she's like doing a specific sampler for each of her grandmas, which I thought was really, really sweet. So if you haven't seen her latest video and you want to see the completed look of the Mary Bars, you guys got to head over there. That piece right there is what really made me want to get back into cross stitching. That made me fall back in love. So I started that one, and then another one that I started around the same time is What Remains by Blackbird Design. And you'll see a pattern with different designers that I'm working with, which is kind of funny, but love all of her patterns. So again, doing DMC floss, and this one's on Country Mocha 40 count, 1 strand over 2. So I know back in the day when I was younger and I was cross stitching, everything was 2 over 2. Excuse me. But when I started the Mary Bars sampler, my mom told me that you can do everything over, you can do 1 strand over 2. And I'll be honest, I love the look where it's not such like a bulkiness. And it makes it look more like antique and delicate. So this is what I have so far on What Remains. And again, everything on this is DMC. Just converted everything over. So I did work a little bit of this morning. I did, let me fold. Let me actually do this. Hold on one second, guys. Make sure you can see it. I did all of this morning, the greenery. And there's supposed to be this really big flower right here. And sorry about my threads. I don't want to cut them and like have to restart it. So yeah, so that is my second one I started. And I started that in, both of those I started in June. For July, Sheri at Colorado Cross Stitcher is for June, July, and August. So the month of June, I showed you guys my bird. The month of July is anything that grows. So I chose the Scarlet House. We are the sampler makers. Am I not even saying sampler makers? Sorry guys. It's like sticky fingers kinda. And I'm doing this everything DMC again. And the fabric I'm using is Liberty Gathering Gray. It's a 36 count from R&R Reproduction. I'm 95% done, or maybe 97. I have one little tiny section I need to do. So I just need to finish this again by end of month, end of July. So here is this one. And actually, I did all of this in a week, and I had a boo-boo and I just took it out. It was right here. So I'm gonna finish that this week. So next time I see you guys in 2 weeks, you'll see this as a finish. But this little urn and flower and bird, I did it 2 stitches too low, and I only caught it when when I started doing this white snowflake. I was like, oh no, I have a mistake. So I took it out, and I just need to do that last little piece, and then this one will be complete. So love it. And if you guys haven't done this one, it's super, super easy stitch. I would highly, highly recommend. I had a lot of fun actually doing this one. All right, let's see. Oh, another one that caught my eye, and I started this one in June around the same time, What Remains and the Mary Bars. And I'm gonna try and insert a photo here. Even though I've been on YouTube for a little over a year, I'm still learning all of the kinks. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me while I do this. So this one is from Northumberland, and it's IA 1812. It's a reproduction sampler. And I did it on 40 count cream Zegart. Not sure I'm pronouncing that properly, but everything will be in the description for you guys. I love the colors on this one. And if you can see these right here, these letters, I learned a new stitch. I've never done it before. It's the Algerian stitch. I just think it's so beautiful. And at the very bottom, there's like this fat chubby duck. If I remember, there's like a peacock over here. It's stunning. But going back to my IA 1812, stunning piece. Highly recommend it. My girl Anita at Northumberland reproduced it. So that is that piece. And again, that one's a 40 count cream Zwigart. Don't think I'm pronouncing that properly, but it is okay. What else do we have? So I did start on July 4th. Me and my mom are doing a stitch along together. We're doing Plum Street Samplers, Peace, Love, and Purpose. And this is the pattern. And I'll be honest with you, I I took a break from doing this one because we are doing it on a 46 count. It's a mystery linen. And when I first started working this, I struggled. I've never done 46 before, but I wanted to try it because I do eventually want to do a 56 count. And the first day I tried it, I told my mom, I was like, this is really hard. Like I just felt like it was so tight, and I was like, maybe I'm not using the right needle or something to that effect. But I took a break. My mom even recommended maybe I switch to a smaller count, but I didn't want to do that. So I tried it this past Sunday that just took place. And to my surprise, it was actually a lot easier than I originally thought. So on Sunday, I was able to do the entire pull right there, and then I did some of the leaves, which you can see are in a variegated color. I'm using 2 different DMC floss. But I think she is looking beautiful, and she's going to be a little mini because they stitched theirs on, the model's stitched on the 36, and we're doing ours on a 46. So it's going to be dainty, a dainty little pillow, but I think it's going to be really, really pretty. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So going into, I think I talked about it a little bit when I spoke about the Mary Bars sampler. I'm going to be starting in August, more of like a schedule of when I'm working my cross stitch. So like the Mary Barnes, I'm going to dedicate the first week of each month to that one. I did start this Kringles pattern, and I'm going to work this one on the 24th and the 25th of each month. So the only parts that I have right now is this little strip and started to go over. So I know I won't finish this for Christmas this year, but it's a goal for next year, for 2024. And on this one, I am working on a 32 count. It's a mystery fabric in gray. And you can see it's kind of has like a little pizzazz glitter, like a silver effect to it. So I'm looking forward to getting this one done for Christmas for next year. That's the goal. Let's see. This to the side. Another one that I actually started this one a week ago. Excuse me. And you'll see a pattern with the different designers that I'm working with. So this one is a Plum Street sampler, and it's this I Know, and I'm doing this in the DMC floss, and everything is the same within the pattern, but one change that I'm doing. So if you see the sheep, they're all like white and a pale pink and then like a light gray. I decided it needed to have a black sheep. So this is what I've gotten done so far. And you can see my little black sheep. I'm thinking of naming him. I don't know a name yet, but I think in 2 weeks when I meet up with you guys again, I will let you know the name that I choose for him. And if you have any recommendations, let me know in comments. But this one's super fun. Like I did this one over the weekend, and then a couple of days last week. I just started this not even a week ago, I think. And I love that once like the grass is here and then the house is filled in, because I just have the outline. You know, I want to be able to just sometimes sit and not have to look at the pattern. It's going to make these sheep, the normal ones, stand out, but even the black one even more, which is so fun. I love that. So that's this I Know. And next one I'm going to share is something I started last week on the 13th. My mom and I, again, we're doing another stitch along. She's my stitcher, my go-to stitcher. We talk every day. We talk about what we're working on, and we share our progress. So it's really nice to be able to have someone to do that with and for it to be my mom is really special to me. So last Thursday, my youngest and I, we went to celebrate my mom's birthday, early birthday celebration. Her birthday was this past weekend, and we went up there and we had breakfast, we did some errands, and then we went to a lavender farm where we typically go every year, and we just enjoyed the day. The weather was beautiful, and we saw the animals, and they make at the specific location lavender ice cream that's homemade there. So we took that back with us. We had lunch at her house, and then we did all things cross stitch except actually cross stitch. But before me and my youngest left, she's like, okay, we at least should start our Halloween one, because it was the 13th. So we're doing the Stacy Nash, and it's Halloween at Hollyberry Farm. And I'll be honest, I didn't think I was very much a seasonal girl, but I think I'm changing my heart with doing seasonal items. And I am working with Weeks Dye Works. It's hand-dyed 40 count linen on Confederate gray. When I was there, I think we only got maybe like one row done. And then when I got home that night, I did just a tiny bit. So this is all I've gotten done so far. But I love how the colors go so well with this fabric. So the 13th, the 30th, and the 31st of each month, I will be working on this. And talking about like how I've come up with my schedule. So I've been watching Sarah Stitchy Spot, that's her YouTube channel, for a while now. That was one of my mom's recommendations, and she is such a light. I love how bubbly she is. She's very sweet, down to earth. She retired, I think a little over a year ago, and I love watching her. She's just full of energy. Like, she's just a ray of sunshine. So if you guys are not following her, I would recommend you guys heading on over there and giving her some love. But she has a schedule with like how she works her different like samplers and her different larger projects. So I'm trying to incorporate some of her tips into how I'm working on my stitching. So like the Mary Barnes, I'll be doing that again like the first full week, the Halloween, the 13th, 30, and the 31st, and then the Christmas one, the 24th and the 25th. So I'm still kind of getting through the other kinks, but I'm having a plan, and that's the first step in my opinion. So thank you, Sarah, for being such a beautiful ray of sunshine in this cross-stitch community. Really, really appreciate it. Let's see, another one that I started, I think maybe a week and a half ago, Plum Street Sampler, and it's My Early Days. And I do have a mistake on this one. I'm going to be fixing this week, and it's going to be a 40 count Picture This Plus, and the fabric is Heartland. And this must have been another late nighter. So this is what I have done so far. But I realized this weekend when I was working on the leaves, my butterfly is not the right color. So the inside is supposed to be like a cream / off-white. And this tan color is supposed to be the border. So I'll be taking that butterfly apart one day this week and restitching it. But when I see you guys in 2 weeks, you will see progress that I've made. So that is that one. And I do want to shout out to another person here. So Cross Stitch MD, which is Shiloh. So she's on YouTube, but she's also on Instagram. And I'm going to share a pattern with you that I kept seeing. I kept telling my mom, I need to get this pattern. I need to get this pattern. But I thought it would be better not to start another whip. But when Shiloh and another Instagrammer, excuse me, when they shared that they were doing a stitch along for this specific pattern, that was my like, okay, I'm buying this pattern, which I did. So every opening flower is the design and the stitch along that they are working on that I started as well. And I think what caught my eye was the big urn with these enormous flowers and their petals. And then our home is very similar to like this look. And we also have a weeping tree in our backyard. So I feel like it kind of feels like home in a sense. So this one I am working on, and I love this fabric. It's a 40 count Be Stitch Me, not another sampler. And I'm doing DMC floss. And this is what I have so far. And again, I'm loving this one. It's so beautiful. So I think I'm gonna start going down and I'm gonna start working towards that house and that weeping tree next. So if you guys want to join us on that stitch along, again, it's XMD Shiloh. She's doing it along with another YouTuber slash Instagrammer. So that is that one. And I think that's all my shares. Yeah, that's all my whips. I do have 2 hauls that I want to share with you guys. So when we first spoke in my beginning of the video, I told you guys that my husband and I, we've been together 24 years. Next month, August 18th, we'll be celebrating our 17th year anniversary. So I thought it would be super sweet to do something for our anniversary. So I'm going to be working on Sweetheart Hill by Plum Street Samplers. I'm not sure on the actual fabric yet, but when I see you guys in 2 weeks, I'll show my progress on this. I do know I'll be doing the DMC floss. So I'm going to start that one. And as I was working through everything, I also realized I have no smalls. I was like, I have all these big projects and no itty bitty ones. So I found this one from Stacy Nash Designs, and it's a needle book, which I do not have. So I thought that would be fun to have in my home. So it's going to be a super easy stitch, I think. And there's not a lot of color change. I'm going to use DMC floss. So I'm hoping to have this one done by the time I meet up with you guys in 2 weeks as well. So he's so cute. And you can see the back, it's like a little carrot. You see the little like carrot tail and the leaves. So I'm excited to start this. So I plan on starting this one and the Sweetheart Hill this week. And I think that's it. Oh, if you've noticed, like I have no project bags. Those are coming soon. As of now, everything's pretty much either in a Ziploc bag or just folded, and I feel very unorganized. So project bags are coming. And if you've made it this far, this is the end of the video. So thank you so, so much for being here. It truly, truly means the world that you guys were here supporting me on my very first Floss Tube video. Again, my goal is every 2 weeks, so I will see you guys in 2 weeks. But again, thank you again. Have a fabulous week and happy stitching.